The lights blinked on and I got a clear look at the room I was standing in. So yeah, this was the area where all the bodies fell in from that chute from the 3rd floor. Emmy says I'm wearing headphones too. I want to slap the damn thing. A large portion of the floor had been dug out into something resembling a pool, which was filled with stagnant, discolored water and dismembered bodies. Emmy says, "Oh yeah, corpse porn." That's a totally different series. The bodies were decomposing a lot faster than they naturally would on account of the wetness. Most of them had swarms of maggots instead of faces. Emmy says, "Enjoy the corpse porn, Yuka." Several bodies had actually washed up onto the ground outside the pool as well. Those who still had limbs looked like they may lose them at any moment. The torso was all swollen and black, and everything else was bone white. Emmy says, "You are totally too young for this. You totally aren't too young for this." I'm reading it too fast again. The closest body was spurting a sappy mucus from its nose and mouth and staring at me with an ugly, mean expression. The thick fluid coming out of it was reddish brown in color. It seemed to be a disgusting mixture of blood and dead bugs. Some sort of huge door high along the top of the wall opened up, and I could clearly feel a breeze blowing up through the room. It was a trash chute? It's exactly what that is. Is it Team Ayumi? I was afraid of what might be coming through that hole, so I put some distance between it and myself. Something heavy fell from above and splashed onto the pool, spraying my face with rotten, stagnant water. Emmy says, "By the way, I love that you play with the Japanese voices. You shouldn't go without voices unless you're a professional voice actor. Don't you agree?" Yeah, like, the voices do add a lot to the game. There actually is no English voice options, at least none that I could see for this game. XC did do the translation. A good, very well done localization as well. But yeah, I like to experiment with the audio voice acting. I played through X-Blaze in English, which was kind of interesting, actually. Oh wait, X-Blaze only had Japanese. What game did I play in English? I forget. But yeah, the English voice acting was actually not that bad. What? Who's saying that? The body that had just fallen into the pool of water was wearing a school uniform. As soon as it touched the liquid, it began bubbling and melting into it as if it were a bag of ingredients tossed into a stew pot. Emmy says, "Ew." One of the poor victim's lungs floated into the surface. giving the whole scene even more of a sick soup-like appearance. And he says, "Itai yo." Scrunchy face. So yeah, we know where Metal Gear got the inspiration from. I dragged my wet foot on the dry part of the ground, and for a second or two, then made a dash for the door. Emmy says, "Woman, shut your face." Don't know what that's a reference to. As soon as I was back out from the hall, I fell to my knees in shock. I couldn't even move. Oh, Emmy says that no one wants to hear your complaints. Oh, okay. Time lag in stream chat. Always enjoyable. The smell of death and decay was still sickening to me, and still trying to sneak its way up to my nose. It was all I could do not to throw up on the spot. I hadn't eaten anything for hours, so I'm not even sure what I would have actually thrown up. But I still felt like I had to, more strongly than ever before. Maybe it would have been best just to let it come out. I'm sure I would have felt a lot better afterwards. But I honestly didn't want to see my own vomit right now. After all the other disgusting things I've seen, I had enough. Emmy says it was directed to the lady who said "Itai." Really? That was a lady? I thought that was a guy. Like, I don't know. It sounded like a young boy. It's just like who just fell through the chute.
どうしてこんなことになっちゃったの?
At times like this especially, I really longed for my big brother. If only he were here with me. I cried out for him as if in prayer.
お兄ちゃん、助けて。助けて。
Oh no.
動けないの。
Emmy says, "Yuka, don't puke on the crime scene. It's not professional." But yeah, Sachiko has now caught up with us. I think.
誰かいるの?
It's a trap!
誰かいるの?
Ah, no! Well, since this is time loop 2, Sachiko knows what's gonna happen. Also, in my playthrough of Time Loop 1, I followed Sachiko without knowing, just to get away from Kizami. But I never did figure out how in the world did Yuka manage to get away from Sachiko and met up with her brother in Time Loop 1. Like, because right when Sachiko decided to attack Yuka, it just faded and cut away back to the brother. Emmy says, "Sachiko, the guardian angel." Emmy says, "Guardian angel, my butt." Ain't more like angel of death and destruction. Well, she didn't want to be this way. Just that it's all the principal's fault. Couldn't keep his junk in his pants. There was a little girl here with arms outstretched, begging for help. I rushed over to her side.
どうしたの? 大丈夫?
She was faintly glowing.
この子、幽霊? あのね、お腹が苦しいの。 胸が熱いよ。
Yeah, Sachiko in Time Loop 2 is such a jerk.
とっても辛そう。床にできることは。ここ怪我はしてないみたいだけど、痛むの？痛いよ。
All I could do for her was offer her physical comfort. If I rubbed her back, maybe she'll feel better. Amy says, nuh-uh-uh, she could still have chosen to move on. But no.
ありがとう。
Wait, Yuka can touch her?
ごめんね。こんなことしかできなくて。ちょっと楽になったの。そう？よかった。
Amy says, she's got a dick hiding under that dress. Run, Yuka! The girl grimaced again, as if she was experiencing some new pain all of a sudden.
まだ無理しない方がいいよ。ね？うん。あなたもここに迷い込んだの？わかんない。
Oh no.
気がついたらここで倒れてたの。
Such a liar.
気がついたらずっと寂しかった。
Well, I suppose if she has no sense of time, that could have been true. She was killed and then woke up in this place.
そっか。一人で寂しかったね。よく頑張ったね。
I gently brushed my hand against the little girl's face, wiping away her tears. I only just met her, but I already felt for her. She had it a lot worse than I did. Yeah, she did.
あなた、お名前は？Sachiko.
Now have her write it down on a piece of paper and you put it into a little binder book. Then you have the Book of Friends.
Sachiko. Sachiko ちゃんっていうのね。うん。私はゆかだよ。持田ゆか。ゆかお姉ちゃん？
That kind of sent shivers down my spine.
お姉ちゃん？お姉ちゃんか。
Uh-oh.
なんかお姉ちゃんって呼ばれると照れちゃうなって。
I took Sachiko's tiny little hands in my own and pulled her to her feet.
よし、立てるね。
Sachiko's hand was so thin and light compared to my own. Not just light, almost felt like it was completely weightless. Because she is.
やっぱり幽霊なんだ。
Sachiko noticed me staring at her, and I must have quite a look on my face. This seemed to bother her, so I did my best to force a smile. Amy says, the girl looks pale, unhealthy pale. Don't trust her, you idiot. I'm sure she was worried I'd leave her all by herself again, and I wanted to make sure she knew I was here for her.
どうしたのお姉ちゃん？ちょっと考え事してて。ごめんなさい。
Sachiko lowered her head and looked like she was about to cry.
どうして謝るの？Sachiko。多分幽霊だから。
Okay, she's revealing a little bit, but I was expecting her to say, I'm going to kill you.
お姉ちゃんと違うから。
Amy says, you don't mind my commentary, right? Nope, not at all.
怖がらせちゃって。ごめんなさい。
Amy says, I mean, if I'm saying too much, let me know. No, I'm just worried that I might not be able to catch up in time. I enjoy reading the chat.
よかったら、こんな小さい子を不安にさせるなんて。
I took Sachiko's hand in both of mine, turning to her face and ducking a little so our eyes were level.
大丈夫だよ。幽霊は怖いけど、なんだかあなたは怖くない気がするの。
At least not yet.
怖くない？本当に？
How about now?
幸子ちゃんは大丈夫。お姉ちゃん行っちゃうの？
Oh, you never make a promise like this to a ghost. Amy says, by the way, there is a hentai with Yuka and Sachiko I came across by accident. Yeah, that is the internet. Amy says, Sachiko wanted Yuka to become the next Sachiko. No, that fell onto Yuki. The girl with the one eye. At least in Time Loop 1 anyways. I did have to think for a moment, since I knew I couldn't take a ghost with me very far. But in the end, I also knew I couldn't just leave her.
幸子ちゃんも一緒にゆかのお兄ちゃんを探してくれる？お兄ちゃん？すっごく頼りになるの。きっと幸子ちゃんにも優しくしてくれるよ。
Her head was still down, but her eyes were peeking up at me. She looked nervous, but for the first time since we started talking, she looked hopeful. Amy says she wanted her and stuff. Yeah, no. Amy says, so I stopped breeding, but not soon enough. Internets. Well, considering the well, Amy says I don't like lolly. But yeah, considering the fact that like at least from here, I didn't actually look this up because I'm too afraid to. But like the original plot death for Sachiko was pretty close to that.
幸子も一緒に行っていいの？
Stupid principal. This is all your fault, principal.
もう一人じゃないよ。ゆかが、お姉ちゃんがそばにいるからね。
Uh-oh. She made the promise. Honestly, I was lonely too. I probably wanted her to with me, just as badly as she wanted someone with her. Ghost or no.
さあ、行こう、幸子ちゃん。
Amy says, by the way, have you heard of Drakengard 3? Yes, I haven't played it. I've seen bits of it. It looks interesting. I turned to head back down the hall, but was stopped by Sachiko tugging on my uniform. She was wearing a forced smile on her face, but still looked uneasy.
お姉ちゃん、私の言うこと聞く？
Oh no, this is what happens when you make promises to ghosts.
言うこと？言うことって？
What was she going to tell me to do? I was so surprised by the question, I wasn't sure how to best respond. But the longer I thought about it, the more uneasy she looked. So... Amy says Drakengard 3 is full of many sexual references. It's raunchy, definitely a guy's game. Yeah, that's what I've read about it. But I didn't want to play it because I also saw the technical frame rate issues with that game.
お姉ちゃんね、 あなたのお話なら聞くよ。本当？うん、だから何でも話してね。うん。
There was clearly something specific she had in mind, but I wasn't going to push her about it. She asked me when she was ready. Excuse me. She seemed satisfied with my answer and let go of my uniform. And so, hand in hand, we continued down the hall in search of my big brother. Okay, so we have Sachiko in tow. I guess I better make a save here. Alright, so we just left the body pool. The only place left is the death room, but I don't really want to go that way. And he says the profile of each male character gives their sexual preferences, and some even give an ideal size of their ding-dong. Huh, well that's kind of the reverse of other dating sims, where you get to see the measurements of the ladies. Alright, let's go into the death room. This is probably gonna give us a bad end. Oh, we got in. Oh, and there's fresh bodies on the table. And Sachiko's unfazed.
Sachiko-chan, Yuka no hoka ni wa dare mo minakatta?
That's all she said. And then silently, she squatted on the ground and wrapped her arms around her knees.
どうしたの？どこか痛いの？お姉ちゃん、寒いよ。寒い？
She nodded firmly, almost exaggeratedly.
そっか。幽霊でも痛みを感じるなら、きっと寒さも感じるよね。かわいそう。
Emmy says, I've seen the whole thing and it was pretty much both hilariously ridiculous and extremely sexual. I guess that was the whole entire point. I was more curious about that little dragon thing and how it behaves. It was literally a baby. No, wait, not literally a baby, I guess. Very unabashed childlike, I guess. Anyways, as if to show me just how cold she was, she then started visibly shivering.
ねえ、幸子ちゃん、何かゆかにできることない？何か。そう、幸子ちゃんがこれ以上辛くならないように何でも言って。
That's not good.
じゃあお姉ちゃんのそれちょうだい。
Emmy says their relationship was cute, thank God there. There was no bestiality. Yeah, that's great. Otherwise, the ESRB would not have given it a rating. She was pointing at my feet.
靴下？
This was the first time I noticed that Sachiko was walking around barefoot. I was so busy worrying about myself and about finding my big brother that I completely failed to pay attention to her poor Sachiko's appearance.
ごめんね、すぐ気がつかなくて。いいの。
Sachiko shook her head.
私お姉ちゃんなのにもっと早く気づいてあげられればよかった。
If I were a big brother, I would have noticed right away and given her my shoes. But it wasn't too late. I took off my shoes and socks and offered them to Sachiko. Emi says, early send. Yuka, get your baka something out of that damn torture room. Right, but this is all happening in this little bloody room. Kind of weird. They were a little wet, but still better than walking on these cold dirt floors in bare feet. I didn't really like the idea of doing that myself, but I just took one look at this poor lost soul's shaking form and convinced me that I was doing the right thing. Oh, Emi says that blank was butt. Sachiko took just the socks, leaving the shoes in my hand.
Sachiko-chan, 靴下だけでいいの? 上履きは?
You know, I had a dream where I was walking around in my socks outside in the dirt. It was like, I had the unshakable feeling that my socks were going to tear as soon as I took every step. Oh, the blank was censoring the word ass. Yes. Yes, it does.
だってお姉ちゃんが裸足になっちゃうでしょ?
She flashed a gentle smile at me, which stayed on her face the whole time she slowly put both of my socks.
床お姉ちゃんに怪我してほしくないから。そっか、優しいんだね、幸子ちゃんは。
I patted her head, just like Big Brother always did to me.
お姉ちゃん大好き。
It's all an act. Her smile had grown. It now stretched from cheek to cheek. I began to feel like I'd do anything at all to keep her happy. I wonder if this was how Big Brother felt when I smiled at him like that.
頑張ろうね、幸子ちゃん。
Despite the severity of the situation, I was in high spirits. I'd almost forgot just how horrible this place really was. Emi says, not much of a cuss word, Twitch. I mean, really. It's one of the big, deadly curse words.
頑張る? お兄ちゃんを見つけられるように。
Emi says, would you die for her, Yuka? Oh, Sachiko can't contain it.
幸子ちゃん、今何か言った?
I thought that was a giggle, but it sounded different. Somehow. Like her voice had changed to someone else's. Or someone else was here.
かわいい。むちゃくちゃしたい。
There's the Sachiko we know and love. I think. Emi says, that giggle is disturbing. Yeah, and I can't help but think that that's Pikachu the entire time.
何? 何も言ってないよ。そっか、気のせいかな。
What is it they usually say in these movies? Must have been the wind. Not too likely in a stagnant underground bunker like this, but still. Emi gives the scrunchy face.
きっと怖がりすぎなのかも。もっとしっかりしなくちゃ。お姉ちゃんなんだから。
I put on the bravest face I could manage and marched back into the hall, pausing only to make sure Sachiko was still behind me. Well, music has changed. I think. We're at 6% darkening. That's actually pretty low considering what all that happened. Alright, let's check the storehouse. Oh, we can get in.
やっぱり開かないね。
Or not.
うん。
Emmy says, so what will your fave anime be? It depends on my mood, really. For the longest time, it's always been Kimiko Orange Road. But lately, it's been slowly turning to Touch. Kind of an 80s anime junkie. If we can't go that way, if we went to the death room and body pool, where else can we go? Back to the little girl's room? I've been keeping up with One Punch Man lately. That show's pretty awesome. That show is awesome. I'm just disappointed that I know that it's 12 episodes long. And I know there's never enough content for the series to become like a Shonen Jump long-running series.
お姉ちゃん。
Uh-oh.
何？どうしたの？足が痛いの。
Well, yeah, I mean, we offered you shoes. You just took the socks.
足？
The soles of Sachiko's feet seemed to be bothering her quite a bit. As we stood there, I noticed she was fidgeting in place, trying not to stand on them. Emmy's top 5 anime would be Naruto, Black Butler, Fairy Tail, One Piece, and Mirai Nikki. Oh, I know someone else who also likes Mirai Nikki. To an uncomfortable level. He's into yandere.
So だよね。幸子ちゃん、靴下だけだもんね。
She said nothing else. She just stared at my feet. Not again. She seemed to want my shoes now, but didn't want to say anything since I offered them earlier, and she turned them down. Well, yeah, that was awkward. So I just smiled and decided to offer them again.
私の上履き履く？いいの？うん。 幸子ちゃん、また怪我しちゃうもんね。お姉ちゃんは？ゆかはお姉ちゃんだから大丈夫だよ。
I wouldn't accept any objections. I just took off my shoes and handed them to Sachiko, without another word. Cheerfully, she slipped them on over my socks. Emmy says, "Is he desperate?" No, he's just, that's his thing. Or at least that's the act he likes to put on. They were a little big on her, but I knew she'd feel better just having them.
ありがとう。嬉しい。じゃあ、行こっか。あ。
Sachiko wasn't used to such big floppy shoes. She took one step and stumbled forward.
大丈夫？ つないでてあげるよ。うん。ゆかお姉ちゃん大好き。
That's adorable if she wasn't such a murderous person, thing, ghost, entity. Emmy says maybe he's a yandere himself. Quite possibly.